बल्कि वो मना करता, नहीं तू नहीं, मैं हूं ना, मैं हूं ना. Now this is what very standard Indian practice that we have. But in other countries you have seen, no extravagance. अपना कमाओ भाई. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा आप उसको adopt कर लो. But now that's a big difference here. One person earning and others are entitled to consume, and they feel that it is their right. और ये जो है फिर ये, तो फिर इसी कारण से फिर क्या होता है, फिर जो एक अर्नर है और वो 15 कंज्यूमर है, तो मेरा ही पुत्र फिर मेरा सक्सेस है. Now these are the challenges with the family values. Love, obviously we all know. Belongingness is a family value. And this last but not the least, what differentiates between business and family and the non-family members is willingness. We are not together because there is a contract signed. We are together because we want to remain together, because we are family members. Now these are wonderful family values. Especially in India, we adhere to these 6 family values. अब समस्या कहाँ है मैं आपको भी बताता हूँ. उससे पहले आप ये देखो, ये कुछ फंडामेंटल वीकनेसेस हैं which can destroy a family. Jealousy, sibling rivalry, आप सब जानते हैं, is a big problem. You know, we compare कि लो जी ताया जी ने गाड़ी ली है, तो पापा जी आपकी कब आएगी, आपकी वाली में डिग्गी नहीं है अभी, उनकी डिग्गी वाली है. एंड उन्होंने ये वाला फोन ले लिया है, मेरा फोन कहाँ है, ताया जी के बेटों के पास ये है, मेरा कहाँ है. तो lot of jealousy and comparison, lot of arrogance, lack of communication, lack of patience by the way, and lack of planning and bad health. Bad health जो सबसे लास्ट में है, इसको सबसे पहले रखिए वैसे आप. Bad health can be a major problem. It can ruin family businesses. And some entrepreneurs, when they are working hard for developing their business, they overlook the health problems, and that leads to big problems. Now these are qualities for a happy family. Creatively, if you are designing some events where family get together happens and there is a lot of communication which is happening, your family will do very, very well. If you have some flexibility in your behavior, you take some initiatives to overcome conflicts. You don't let them boil you too often. When you are ready to drop the past, forgive each other's mistakes, and when you are ready to celebrate, your family will do very, very well. Okay? Now this is related to family. Now there is a team Hoyt in the world. I want you to look at this video and see what care and other things are there, and that makes it a family. Alright, maybe it's not working right now, I'll look into it. Why? Can you read it out please? That's what family is all about. Ye family bhi ho sakta hai. So there are good sides of family. Now let's look at the business values. First value any business should have is growth. Growth comes with performance. Business must recognize, appreciate, reward talent. Business must look at employees as the stakeholders. That is one mistake which some business people commit. My suggestion to you would be, please understand, nowadays there are a lot of management practices, a lot of trainers which are teaching you, employees come first, customer second. Employees come first, customer second. Would you agree? Or customer comes first?
Earlier it was customer comes. No,
customer comes first, employee second?
Earlier it was employees first.
Now please understand, that's the mistake which organizations make. Please understand, maybe it is your financial investment. Other people are also contributing their time, energy and efforts in making that business. You alone cannot thrive. You need to have people in your team. Would you agree or not? How can you expect an unhappy employee to delight your customer? Yes, I will. There is a company called Southwest Airlines. Have you heard the name? Southwest Airlines. Now then I'll give you the Indian example. Indigo Airlines. Southwest Airlines, the only airlines in the world which in the last 43 plus years has never gone into losses. Always profit-making company. Southwest Airlines. Now this theme, which now in India managers are propagating, employees come first and customers second, this was started by Southwest Airlines as their value, organization's value, that employees come first and customer second. Why? Because they realize this very commonsensical thing that when people with whom I am working, if they are happy, they are being taken care of, obviously they will do their 100% to ensure that the customers are delighted. Because the people who are working with me are depressed, hopeless, always worried about themselves. How can I expect them to give 100% quality service to my customers? They cannot. They are human beings. Would you agree, all of us, whatever our designations are, we all, always in any relationship, we always look at one thing. What is in it for me? Yes? What is in it for me? And if there is nothing in it for me, why should I contribute my 100%? I will contribute because I have no other job. But I will not be contributing my 100%. Would you agree? Now tell me, all business owners, what is the most underutilized resource in any organization? What is the most underutilized resource in any organization? Human resource. Why human resource is most underutilized? Because only hardwares are being utilized, not their full software. Their salaries are being shown in the profit and loss debit side as an expense. And this damn LCD projector comes in the asset side as an asset. Now that is a mistake. When we do that mistake in terms of treating them, they are not liabilities, they are our assets. And as Mr. Narayana Murthy very rightly said, he said, every evening our assets go out of our office premises. We need to ensure that they come back next morning with more enthusiasm. Every evening our assets go outside of our office premises. We need to ensure that we create that kind of a conducive environment where they come back with a lot more enthusiasm. Entrepreneurs alone cannot make business succeed, and every successful entrepreneur knows it. My special suggestion to all youngsters who are sitting here, please understand, the world is full of talented, unsuccessful people. I'm sure you would agree with me on that. World is full of talented, unsuccessful people, and these talented, unsuccessful people remained unsuccessful for one simple reason: they lacked people skills. They thought connecting with customers is very, very important, and they forgot to connect with their own people, with whom they are working, whom they have hired, whom they are paying. They thought they are minority stakeholders, and that's the mistake. You're losing out on the wonderful resource you have, and that is human resource. If you look at Toyota, number one, considered to be number one in manufacturing in all over the world, the supervisor, Dr. Taichi Ono, is the founder of all good practices that you see in the world. He was the supervisor at the shop floor, now being the vice president and being elevated in the company. Don't underestimate the power and potential that you have in terms of human resource. Explore that. Unleash that potential. Talent must be recognized. Employee welfare should be in your priority list. Rest everything else will be taken care. Let's not underestimate this value. If you are not taking care of this value, let me tell you, then you are not a marathon runner, you are a sprinter. And doing business is a marathon, not a sprint. But some business people sprint in the marathon and then they faint after some time. Okay? Employee welfare should be on top of your agenda. In Southwest Airlines, they hire very carefully. And let me tell you their hiring policy, because you are hiring a lot of people nowadays. Hire for attitude, train for skills. One mistake people commit, they hire for skills and train for attitude, which is difficult. You hire for attitude and train for skills. Skills can be taught. You're not teaching rocket science. You're not sending your plane, rockets to the moon every now and then. The normal skills that we expect people to perform, they can be taught. But attitude, you will find it difficult to change. Hire for attitude, train for skills. This is what Southwest Airlines did. And that's the reason never into losses. Indigo. I'm sure you all have flown Indigo. Mr. Bhatia's Airlines. Now Indigo Airlines is the fastest growing, youngest Indian airlines. Indigo. Other so-called good time airlines have gone into red. And this airline is making profit. Till now. The last year figures let me quote, because this financial year will be ending now. The last year figures. Indigo Airlines, the turnover was 3,756 crores with a profit of 700 crores. On the other side, a near rivaler, double the turnover at 1,068 crore losses. Flying in the same air. Must be having some bad practices, business practices. Right? Indigo, now let me tell you. Indigo Airlines in Chennai airport, they have an obligation that they need to have certain amount of wheelchair as per the airport authority's requirement. Indigo Airlines is the only airlines who have the maximum number of wheelchairs in comparison to any other airlines at the Chennai airport. Why? It's not legally obligatory on them to do that. But now, they got a feedback from the shop floor people that Chennai is a hot destination. People from abroad are coming for medical treatment in India because it is cheaper here and very expensive outside. So people are coming to this destination, and when the patients are going in, obviously they need a lot of wheelchairs, and because they did not have so many wheelchairs, so the passengers, the customers were feeling irritated. So now this feedback, obviously the chairman's son cannot get. A person working at the shop floor would know about these nitty-gritties. They gave this suggestion, and the idea was immediately implemented. Not required, it was not mandatory, but they did it. They take care of 4 things in their organization. First, they ensure that they are cost competitive. And how do they do that? By not indulging into over expenditure on anything. Number 2, time. They understand the basic thing that anybody who prefers to fly instead of choosing train and other modes of transportation, they are time conscious people. So they have ensured that they take off on time and they land on time. So for that they have taken, they have done a lot of study and they have designed their routes in such a way that they are able to do it. Their timing is, 89% on time, 89%. Their flight load is more than 85%, which is best in the industry. Their flight cancellation is only 1 to 2%, which is again best in the industry. Customer service wise, they are the best. Now, third thing that they focus upon is training of people. They take it very seriously. Because they have understood one very basic thing which a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand. Somebody has flown a plane for 20 years. So he has flying experience of 20 years. But now when this person retires, he becomes the head of a department. Now not realizing that this person was a very good pilot, not necessarily a very good leader. But because he has 20 years of experience, a very good flying pilot becomes a leader in an organization who has no clue about people's skills. So then they train these people simultaneously on people's skills, leadership skills, and then they give them designations. So they focus on training very, very seriously. And number 4, they are a thinking organization. They think a lot and they encourage everybody to think. Innovate, think. They celebrate the failures. Southwest Airlines, whenever any of their initiative has boomerang, they call everybody, they celebrate and they share that this initiative was taken but somehow did not click, but let's celebrate that this person took the initiative. Now, do you have such culture in your organization? If you have such culture, obviously, now just imagine how many people would start giving you a lot of meaningful suggestions. I work with a lot of companies where it is mandatory for every employee to give suggestion. मतलब वो भी डंडे से गिरा, तेरी मेरी सजेशन कहाँ है? तो वो सजेशन देता कि डस्टबिन बनाओ, उधर से ढाके इधर रख दो, सजेशन तो है. So then they give these kind of suggestions because it's not coming from here. They are just saving their jobs. So your job, my friends, as an entrepreneur, is to harness this wonderful resource that you have, which you call employees. I would say treat them as stakeholders. They are. Running a family business, you also need to understand you are running a lot of families. Would you agree? They are celebrating their festivals on the basis of their job that they have. So you have tremendous responsibility on your shoulder being an entrepreneur. You don't have just your own family to take care, you have hundreds of families to be taken care of. So have this perspective in mind. Don't treat people as liability. They are your big assets. And if they are being proved as a liability, your hiring process is faulty. So check your hiring process. Okay? Social obligation we have. We need to take care of our CSR. And the final is, but not the least, you got to think about the customer welfare, not the family welfare. Now sometimes these values contradict with each other, and there comes the problems. Now these are two values that we just discussed. Now the problem happens when they become versus instead of and. They become against each other. And then the next problem is when this and or versus also becomes that you are doing business for your family, not family for business. And the business family or family business, some people